Hello and welcome to Talking Crass. We're back, people. This time we're our second recording of an episode. Beat, do you care to tell the fans what happened? Since really, it was all your fault.
Right, so basically, we don't have much money. We're okay. We do okay for ourselves, but
We're falling on hard times.
we're falling on hard times. The software we use to record the episodes is known as Audacity. Completely free. Pimp that shit out. Very good. I enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
But also, what I
Same
didn't realise is if you move the folder location of all the data in any other place than where it originally starts from, so mine is my desktop.
Can you find an analogy for the listeners?
An analogy?
Or not?
So basically, it's a heart transplant now.
Right.
I moved the heart outside the body, put it into someone else's.
You didn't have the ability
And
to put the heart back in.
I'm the perfect surgeon. The heart went perfectly in, but the body refused it.
I was going to say, you chopped your balls off and then you went to put it back on, but put it on your back instead of your front.
Okay. Ball-chinian.
Maybe not.
That is horrifying.
So, Beat, this episode is going to have a little bit of a different feel to it.
Mm.
We're going to try and follow the usual route we do of, like, not necessarily top 5, true or false trivia, but we're also going to incorporate a little bit Walking Dead discussion, because Walking Dead started this week.
Yep.
We've watched 2 films, screaming scary movies, so we'll go over them. And we've got another just few discussion points with it being Halloween. Thought it'd be interesting just to speak about scary movies
No.
or media
No.
and things that really give us the creeps, Beat.
Oh.
Points for that.
Thank you.
Beat, should we just dive straight into it?
Let's go, mate. What's the first topic? Do you want me to announce it?
Hit us up, Beat.
Due to my egregious error of trying to transplant my data heart into the desktop rather than the folder it should have been in, this is not necessarily top 5. It's not necessarily top 5 times data goes corrupt / lost in film. So, I'll start us off. Data from Star Trek. Hasn't he gone corrupt once?
This is actual data from Star Trek.
So, it's a little confusing.
Someone's a massive Trekkie. I can't remember, one of our fans is a massive Trekkie.
Well, you're bound to
So
have
they
someone
probably know.
who loves it. It's not without merit. It is a fantastic series. Although I wouldn't know because I don't watch it.
Who's your favourite, Beat? Star Trek character?
James T. Kirk.
Right. On order to that, who do you think was the best leader? Because everyone talks about that. You know, we've got different series and different, like, captains.
Right. Which was the best? I mean, Jean-Luc Picard.
It's got to be Jean-Luc Picard.
Anybody with a voice?
Oh, Shatner?
Shatner just goes mental though.
Trenny's mental.
Shatner's great. Oh, there's a link for you. There's a segue.
How then?
Halloween's mask. Could have used
It's
it.
based on William Shatner.
It's a William Shatner mask. They're just walking into a store.
It's Shatner's face.
That's Shatner's face.
Fuck off.
You didn't know that?
Nah.
Yeah, that's William Shatner's face. Al.
Good trivia, Beat. I like it.
I think it is a good piece of trivia. That is terrible. Anyway, the best one, Jean-Luc Picard. The voice is like, could melt butter, honestly.
And Patrick Stewart doesn't age.
I got confused there. I thought Patrick Stewart was Gandalf, Ian McKellen.
You know,
Although, are they
Patrick
in a
Stewart
relationship?
is getting younger, by the way.
Are they in a relationship?
No, I just think they're good mates.
Are both of them gay?
Ian McKellen's definitely... No, Patrick Stewart's fucking married.
Is he?
Aye.
Alright, fair play.
Ian McKellen's gay.
Right.
That's why we don't like him on this podcast.
We're sick of them. We're sick of them.
And that was a joke.
You know.
Although we've actually got to explain every one of our jokes
Well,
now.
we're fledgling. We're
It's
new.
socially unacceptable to say things
I
like
think
that.
if your audience, the people who are listening, don't understand your brand of comedy and what your actual feelings are,
Yeah,
it can be dangerous.
you're right.
So what
Luckily,
we'll do
we've got
is
some class hardcore fans.
absolutely.
Beat my one, RoboCop. He loses data, doesn't he? At one point in the films,
If you want to spin it,
when
that
he starts
way,
like
I'd give you
fucking
that.
up.
So I mean, could a normal human being
I think-
target lock onto a bad guy's balls and shoot them off his arse? Impossible.
I think RoboCop though, there's definitely one point where he's getting battered and his data goes in his head.
Okay. So is the data being lost the fact that he turns into a human? Is that the metaphor that you're trying to windle there?
I just remember them like Play-Doh dinosaurs standing on his head.
What?
You know, the robot Play-Doh dinosaurs.
What, the Ed 209?
Ah, the Unreal.
Did that get stamped on his head?
I don't know, but probably.
Okay.
Anyway.
Did in my world.
Beat hits up with one.
Next one. Terminator.
I've got Terminator 2.
Yeah! Titty pig.
100%.
Data definitely getting lost there. He loses an arm. That's ones and zeros, isn't it?
For no point either, because they pick the other arm up, don't they?
Yeah. Why not? James Cameron. How you doing?
Interesting note. New Terminator reboot. Taken straight after Terminator 2. How are they going to do that?
I mean, that sounds
You know how
good.
they're going to do a beat? Horrible CGI.
Ugh, Cameron.
Now, apparently, you can bring back any actor from the past and have them play a lead role.
And we're the bad guys for making gay jokes. Who knew?
Baby, got any more?
No, that's it.
Is that it?
That's
This
it,
is
mate.
really, really hard.
I think, is that top 4?
I've got one more.
One more to make it 5.
Short Circuit. when he actually goes missing.
Can I do my short circuit impression?
Yeah.
Hey, laser lips. Your mama was a snowball. That's the only...
Just when he goes missing in New York.
Can you believe there was a short circuit too?
No.
Do you believe that? And I'm pretty sure it's
Do you
got
believe?
I think it's got one of them stupid 80s or 90s, subtitles
Soundtrack.
where it's like short circuit. You know what I mean?
It's unreal
So,
that the trailer's made.
wait, what was the film called?
Short Circuit 1.
Wow, I fucked that big time.
No, in the trailer it's got like...
No,
about
what I meant
80
to say
trailers.
was, the joke was it's like Short Circuit 2, Electric Boogaloo or something like that.
I did that. Anyway, so that brings out that segment. If you lot want to tweet us or message us on SoundCloud, let us know what your favourite times Data has gone corrupt or lost in film.
Not the actual character from Star Trek,
What-
but Data. That's confusing.
What about Jurassic Park?
Oh, when Nedry.
Hey, insert the magic word.
Okay,
hey.
fair play.
Right, we'll find that one in the end. That's plugged on at the end.
Well done.
Beat. Straight into true or false trivia, mate.
Hit me up.
What we're doing this time is, it's Halloween based. So it's got some Halloween trinkets to discuss.
Can you elaborate whether that's Halloween as the actual
There is
happy day,
one.
or
There's one Halloween film reference in here, but it's mainly just
the
Halloween.
holiday? Right.
The holiday.
Okay.
Beat. Let's see how many you can get right.
Let's go.
Orange and black are Halloween colours because orange is associated with the fall harvest and black is associated with darkness and death.
Whew. True or false?
True or false?
Right. So, sorry, they're not even movie related. It's just on the actual holiday.
It's the holiday mainly.
100% true.
That's true, mate.
Yeah, boy.
Beat. Pumpkins also come in white, blue and green. Great for unique monster carvings.
Jesus Christ. Right, so hold on. So naturally or man-made?
Naturally.
Oh, false.
That's true.
What?
You've lost.
So I can make an American flag out of pumpkins if I want to.
No, they're only green or red, white, orange. No, that would be orange, white, and blue.
What? Hold on. Is the red, white, and blue pumpkins?
No, there's orange, white, blue, and green.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, that's fucking boring, isn't it?
Next one, mate.
No, I'm just salty after losing the
I
point.
love how we're flying through this because it's our second episode on the same thing.
Yeah,
really.
defo. Let's go. No. What was last episode? We changed it, didn't we?
Oh,
Oh, it was on Scream itself.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Beat. There's been one account of a real life zombie. Eddie Remecki died from blunt force trauma to the head. When doctors announced he was dead, there was still some electrical signals in his brain. This caused him to walk around the morgue.
Okay, right. So this is true in the fact that what you first said, but it's false. That is false. That story. Zombies don't exist
It's false. How did you know it was false?
because zombies aren't real, John.
But what about we name it? Made up Eddie Remecki.
I like that a lot. That's really good. Maybe actually discriminatory. I don't know.
How would Eddie Remecki be fucking discriminatory?
If you say something that's weird, someone can twist it out. Okay.
Right, fair enough.
All I'm saying is that the newspapers used the word zombies before.
Right.
And it was one time I've seen it. This guy was on a highway and he took loads of angel dust,
Right.
which I've only heard out of Biggie rapping in his lyrics. I don't actually know what it is. I think it's
Angel dust.
some sort of major drug.
Right.
So this guy...
Is it not just a slang word for cocaine?
That's a possibility, but this guy was hooked up. Well, I think cocaine is like a concentrate, makes you like heart rate go up and shit like that.
Right.
Energy, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
This guy was off his bonds, right?
Right.
And he kind of ate someone.
What?
He started eating someone out on the highway. This guy got out in his car on the highway to try and help him out.
What, so did he bite him? Or
No,
did
he started eating his fucking face off.
So how did the guy manage to like
So
do
then,
that?
because he was hooked up on drugs...
How do you bite someone's face off?
I mean, we are omnivores, John. So if you look at the teeth of every...
Wait, what was the guy? Oh, hello, what are you doing on this highway? I just thought...
I don't know, I guess he stabbed him. I don't know, this...
Hello, mister, you look like you're a bit high there. What? You know what I mean? What are you going to do? You're just going to run?
Right, so the guy helping him was a real nice guy, but...
Right, okay.
Anyway, it let the guy's face being eaten.
Right.
This zombie man,
Now he's
Angel Dust,
Now
I
he's got
call
a
him.
face that looks like Shatner mask.
Bingo. You know, we're sorry to the families of who lost that person.
Hey, William Shatner or the guy?
No, the guy whose face he
Oh,
took,
right.
John. We're
How
saying
come
he
he's
looked like
dead?
William Shatner. Oh, that's a good point, actually. He may have had some sort of face transplant or something later in life. Anyway, forget
And
about
they always
that.
look good.
What happened was... right. Okay. He got up right after eating them. He'd had his share.
Right.
He had his fill. And obviously cops arrived on scene
Yeah.
and just shot him to pieces. But because he had that much drugs in his body, he
He
just
just
kept
kept
on
on
walking
going.
on them. Honestly. Read it
Jesus
up.
Christ.
If we can find it, I'll link it. But
That's a fucking film if I've ever
scary
heard
shit,
one, by the
alright?
way.
That's the only time I've ever heard of a zombie. Well, it wasn't actually a zombie, it was just drug related.
Alright.
Alright?
Beat.
Don't do angel dust, kids.
Exactly. Halloween, the film, was made in only 21 days in 1978 on a very limited budget.
What? Is that false?
That's true.
What?
They made Halloween, the film, in 21 days.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. It's a true fact.
They didn't make Halloween in 21 days.
Right. My source isn't very reputable, but where I got this fact from, it was from the internet, so it's got to be right.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, that's the same place I got the,
You don't
the
think
zombie man
Halloween-
shooting from.
Right, screw that.
Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween.
Wait there, Beat.
John,
Keep
can you
going,
tell
keep
me,
going, I'm gonna
John,
go.
John Carpenter's Halloween?
Yes, was made in 21 days, and I'm gonna use the official IMDb to see whether we're right or wrong.
I call absolute bullshit.
Beat, you can't do this shit to us.
21 days? What even is that? I can't take a shit in 21 days.
What's you really bad? You sometimes go like a lot of time while having a
Alright, let's
shit.
not get personal, John. Alright? Just because I like a poo every 5 days or so.
There's got to be something here. Also, did you know that the character of Jamie Lee Curtis was named after John Carpenter's ex-girlfriend?
Brilliant. Are you not getting confused from your previous true or
Halloween
false trivia?
was shot in 20 days,
What?
made on a budget of 300 grand. It became the highest grossing independent movie ever.
That is insane. How?
That's class, that, innit? They also used fake autumn leaves because they shot it in spring.
That is even better.
There you
What's
go.
more impressive?
Fake autumn leaves.
Well done. Any more true or false trivia, John?
If you see a spider on Halloween, it is the spirit of a loved one watching over you.
False.
Apparently true.
What? Where are you getting this from?
I really don't know. I think
Halloween-
it was a kid's Halloween site.
Oh my god. Halloween
I
facts.
think it was a site you could go on and buy costumes off, but then put some trivia on there.
This is ridiculous. I want a rerun. HalloweenFacts4Kids.com.
Anyway, right, so what would you do, Pete, if you saw a spider coming to watch you on
Well,
Halloween?
say you died.
It could be a loved one.
Say
know
you
what
had died
Right.
due to being eaten alive by
By-
a drug-crazed
I mean?
man.
on angel dust.
If I saw a spider, you're dead. Either one scenario, I'll build up the courage to run at you and slam you with a bug. Or the second scenario is I run as fast as possible in the other
It
direction.
would probably just be me. Just
Kill me! Oh my god!
kill me.
Jesus Christ! So that's not good. If I ever become a spider, I'll have killed myself, and so it won't be me.
All right.
Okay.
UFOs and aliens are real. True or false?
False.
That's an opinion.
Well done. The subjective.
I think they're real.
I've given me state In Interstellar, I believe. The Interstellar podcast.
You're judging whether UFOs and aliens are real because of the Interstellar film?
No, I said
All
I
right.
give my opinion on whether I think it's something to do with evolution. Well done, No time for caution that. Well, I think it's something to do with evolving. There's no way evolved at the same time as.
It's the fucking Ruskies, Beat.
Well done, John. The gays and the Russians. Any more on the checklist?
This is going real south real quickly.
Anyway, it's a no from me.
Because you've watched too many YouTube videos on Neil deGrasse Tyson, is that what it is?
One, that is it, and two, maybe it's just my environment I was brought up in. I am the ultimate skeptic.
Right.
I do not believe anything unless you have corroborating evidence. That's more than
have
two
you seen
pieces.
Scary Movie 3, Beat?
I have seen Scary Movie 3.
There you go. Aliens.
Right, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you mean.
Anyway, just for the fans out there, or listeners, on Scary Movie 3 when the alien walks, it just cracks me and Pete up all the time.
That's the way it does that
Just
fucking
the
stupid walk.
the straight arms.
Link it.
Anyway, we'll link it. Right, Beat, that wraps up True or False Trivia. Our next port of call for discussion, we'll quickly brush over this week's Walking Dead episode.
Okay.
Beat,
Yeah.
do you want to hit us with some of the points that you've got?
Yes. Do I want to hit you with some of the points I've got?
Yes.
Okay. Walking Dead. What the fuck happened last season again?
Let's go through all of your points then we'll discuss it.
Yeah. Bored. Non-linear story doesn't mean you just show one shot at the end of the story and at the end of the story is what? Non-linear story doesn't mean you just show one shot at the end of the story and at the start. You have to cleverly intervene it. Intervene. Why has Rick turned into the leader of small soldiers?
I've got goddamn Sergeant Slaughter down here.
Controversial opinion. Don't like JDM. That's Jeffrey
fucking
Dean
love
Morgan,
Jeffrey Dean
as
Morgan,
Negan. Why not shoot Negan? Is this a B movie? Production value of a Mars bar. Intelligence of the characters we're meant to identify with is constantly undermined. Scream. Scream. That's where the Scream analysis starts.
I'm glad you've done loads of Scream analysis as well, because if I remember correctly when we recorded the first time,
Yep.
you maybe didn't. Anyway, we'll get on to that. My points are boring, CGI is getting worse, yes, Jeffrey D. Morgan,
Ugh.
goddamn Sergeant Slaughter, let's just waste valuable ammunition on this wall. This would not look out of place on the Sci-Fi Channel at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, big time.
Top 5 people you knew were killers from the start. Shit. Right, Beat. So, what did you think of this week's episode? I thought it was an absolute crock of shit. There you go.
1 year for this?
I'm gonna stop watching it.
Awful.
I'm
not going to stop watching it because it's like.
We need to watch it just so we can do this little bit of every weekly podcast.
What's the called with the Jesus whips his back? It's in the Da Vinci Code. Paul Bettany's character uses a flogger.
A flogger, right?
It's like I'm paying
You're
penance
flogging
for
yourself.
It's flogging myself. Like I enjoy the pain.
Right.
Because I know I'm meant to serve. It's like it's penance.
Born to serve.
It's penance for doing something bad in a week.
So you've got to
and I just watch it. And I hate myself, but I love it as well. Because it gives us something to get angry
Beat,
at.
why have they done the reveal that they're all alive and they'll live happily ever after?
So, question, John.
Or is that just him and a hair? I honestly don't know what's happening.
Two things. I read the comics up to a certain point.
Sorry, Beat, I think we're quite... I wouldn't say intellectual people, but we're knowledgeable.
We're certainly not. I disagree.
I think we're knowledgeable about
we're
films
not.
and shit like that, right?
We're not.
I don't have a fucking clue what's going on here.
Well,
I can't
I
look at
agree
it
with
on a
that.
daily basis.
Here's one for you, right? I don't read the comics anymore. I used to, but I fell off. We don't know, or I don't know, is that the future if everything goes right in the storyline, or is that the future regardless?
And who cut Rick's hair?
And who cut Rick's hair? It's definitely himself.
And why does Michonne not look any older?
Why
Rick's
does
aged
Michonne...
40 years.
Why couldn't they show his son, Carl?
I hated that. I hated that.
Maybe it's because
Do you know when you saw
the act there?
when he came in the back end of the shot and he's
Oh,
he's just an over the shoulder shot.
embarrassing.
I hated that.
So why does Rick's child grow up a little bit, but then Rick looks like 90 years of age? Like, what's happened there?
He's been through a goddamn hard time, mate.
Also,
Zombie
why are
apocalypse.
they showing this that anyway? And then why did they do it again when he's got the red eyes, which is going to be right at the end of the season when Negan kills someone?
Would you be disappointed, right, if that had been the last episode of last season?
Bingo. 100%. That should have been the last. No, it was shit anyway.
It was shit.
But
I would have given it a pass. We've
Yes.
waited 6 months.
Yeah.
This is the halfway point, though, isn't it? So it's not like. This is the halfway point.
No, it's not. This is the start of a new season.
No, it's not.
It 100% is.
No, it's not. It's the halfway point of this
Is
season.
it? I don't even care. I don't even know.
It's the halfway point because you have a 6 months hiatus.
Right.
But if they'd done that like before, and then I don't know, why didn't they capture Negan? They're going off the comic books. What am I on about?
I don't know.
It's whatever the comic book guys have done.
So
Sometimes comic books don't translate to films. I'm sorry, bar Hellboy and Spider-Man. Maybe.
I think they definitely
That's
can.
an absolutely stupid fucking point because
No,
we've
no,
got all
no,
the
no.
Marvel films.
They
I'm talking about
certainly-
that type of comic.
They certainly can, but unless they are handled by AMC,
Right.
which give your studio, give the people in charge no money at all.
AMC's the fucking Antichrist.
They're the worst. Honestly, name me something they've done which is actually faithful to the comics. I don't want to know if it's good or bad. I
Farm
hate
season.
them cheapest
The Farm
TV
season, dude.
creations are the worst. How?
What about the Farmhouse season?
Oh, just don't even get started on it. Honestly,
Why, Beat?
these
Did
execs.
he not?
Are.
Why was Rick just shooting at Negan so he couldn't move out of that
Fuck knows.
metal?
I don't know.
bin
Why did
thing?
he take a photo and then look happy, but then he needs to change his emotion to looking sad, and then he's like hopeful. He just keeps
If
on
you
just
took that
changing.
photo, Beat,
Yes.
you wouldn't be able to see anything. It would just be a metal wall.
Oh, definitely. It's obviously he's doing that thing. Obviously, Negan does it all the people he murders, so it's kind of a role reversal. But then
So in the comics, does Negan take pictures of people? he
in the
murders?
TV show, he did it.
Did he? What,
Remember?
Did he do that like Glenn? Like, did he?
There was that. Yes, definitely.
Oh right.
He
I
got
can't-
someone to do
I
it.
can't remember.
Anyway, it's a load of shit because it's also rushed, and that sequence just felt awful. Basically, we need to move on because we're 24 minutes in. We need to get our
Right,
ass
we need to get
on.
in out. We've got Return the King to watch
My,
tonight,
oh, definitely.
people. Sorry.
My friends, no one should watch Walking Dead. Anyway, my opinion, total fucking shit.
Mhm.
I'm absolutely sick of it. I hate the show.
No bad. Not bad, Beat. Not bad.
Okay,
We will be watching next week, and on every episode
we'll
that
give
we
you a
do,
little. We'll give you a little win.
we'll give you a little update about how much we hated the show.
Okay.
Beat, what I think we'll do is
Yes.
straight into Scream scary movie discussion.
Got you.
Okay,
Ah.
and then we'll answer these questions that you've posed.
Yeah, boy.
Then go into who would you like to have a pint with out of Scream and Scary Movie,
Okay.
and then answer some fan questions on Scream.
Fantastic.
Okay. So then, Beat, straight into Scream discussion. Do you want to go through your points again, and I'll go through mine, and then we'll discuss the film.
So I'm going straight through them, just like The Walking Dead.
Blitz through them, Beat.
Love how they have the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street. This film has been completely destroyed by Scary Movie. This is before
This
knowing
is
we were going
before-
to review Scary
Before
Movie.
Beat lost all the date, and we
Well
had to do a
done,
Scary
mate.
Movie.
Good opening. Love little nuances like that critique the genre, such as the killer not being unstoppable force, head-butted and the murderer's dazed and groans in pain. Love how characters in a horror film realise the conventions of horror movies. Good opposite example of this is when the characters in a zombie film have never encountered zombies or seen a film in that genre.
Yeah.
Does it give you a free pass when you mock the cliche, but then still keep it in the film? I.e., girl runs upstairs back into the house,
Right.
but then mocking that 5 seconds before by saying, I'm not going to run upstairs back into the house.
and then runs upstairs back in the house.
Do you get a free pass? I don't think so. Technology sure has advanced. The spy cam that Gail Weathers grabs is the size of a brick. Party kids straight up trying to murder Gale Force Wind and Dewey with a car. Scream like you've seen a ghost. Oh, that's me rap. That's me rap. So I didn't really.
Oh, shit.
I did.
That'll come at the end of the episode. Don't
okay,
spoil it.
okay.
Because like we do a little skit on every episode now.
Excellent.
I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, so basically, before, like, when we did the last episode, you've added more points there, because I'm sure you did 4 points, and then it was like...
Right, so wait, I've got more stuff out. It's bad when one half of your best friends with Scooby-Doo.
It's bad when one half of your best friends with Scooby-Doo.
The autocorrect's murdered us out. You get the joke.
Right, fair enough.
One punch of Sydney had you. Oh, that's still the right. Oh no!
Are you rapping still?
I'm rapping still.
Right, fuck that. What happened was we started watching the film and enjoying it, so we stopped writing points.
Yep.
So he missed about 30 minutes of the film.
And then I've just put Britain.
Britain.
The word's Britain.
Fucking hell. Beat, I'll go through my points now. Beat, I'm shitting myself. For me, I thought it was a pretty scary film at points. Like,
Okay.
I said, and then I've got Misty Pool. And then
Can I get me joking from last time?
Yes.
Misty Pool. And then I thought you said Misty Poo. And I said, what you doing taking a shit in dry ice?
Insert cricket noise now,
Excellent.
please.
I hope people laughed at that.
Nout builds suspense like popcorn on a stove.
Scary movie.
Steve is the oldest looking varsity teen I've ever seen. No, the
Is
boyfriend.
Steve Scooby-Doo?
No, the boyfriend who's...
Micro penis man.
No, not Scary Movie.
Oh,
Don't
Skeet.
scream.
Skeet.
Not Skeet.
Not Skeet.
No.
Who?
The guy who's strapped to the chair at the start.
What was the thing you said about him?
He's the oldest looking varsity teen I've ever
right,
seen.
so the guy who's Prince in Scary
He's
Movie.
about 35.
Prince in Scary Movie.
I don't know. I don't know.
My boyfriend's black, and he's like, ah!
This dude definitely isn't the killer. That's what I enjoyed.
Skeet.
I enjoyed how Skeet, right?
Was the killer.
We're calling him Skeet because that's what he's called in real life.
Oh, in the last podcast, we were laughing our backs off at the fact he's called Skeet.
Anyway, I like how they just went, like, this is the guy, and he turns out to be, well, one half of the killers.
Well done.
But I just enjoyed how it's normally, oh my god, that guy's definitely going to be bad, and then he turns out to be good.
I think a good part of the film is picking up on that. A lot of characters are introduced, and which all have kind of the possibility to be the killer, which it keeps you guessing all the way through the film.
Dewey, or Dewey,
Right.
25 years old, my arse. Then it actually turns out he was younger than Skeet and Shaggy.
David Arquette.
Hi.
What a man.
I've got, I want the cameraman bomber jacket. No, the cameraman bomber jacket he's wearing, like the
Like Marty
purple
McFly.
thing with the shit on the back. It looked unreal.
A gilet.
Fonzie is fucked and Beat has the same hair.
So the Fonz is in the film. Wes Craven's obviously gone, I want the Fonz in a film.
Why have I... You've got the same hair as him.
He plays this really
He's
weird...
not grey though.
He plays this really weird, creepy, like, head teacher who cares loads about Sydney. But then he just dies, like, stupidly.
Do you know why he died stupidly?
Why?
Because Wes Craven said no one died in like 40 minutes of the film. So he needed to like make it a serial killer. So
that's excellent.
He just killed that guy off.
Really cool.
Just add that to the film.
Love it.
You
You don't get rid of the Fonz, though. Makes him douche.
The formula Beat. not
formula?
Not a hair product Beat. Do you want to go through the formula
Hit
Beat?
me up.
So apparently the geek says these are the film rules for horrors. Number 1, you will not survive if you have sex. Number 2, you will not survive if you drink or do drugs. Number 3, you will not survive if you say, I'll be right back. Number 4, everyone is a suspect. 2 additional rules come from the killer. 5, you will not survive if you ask, who's there? 6, you will not survive if you go out to investigate a strange noise.
Well,
E.T.
Well done.
There you go.
Is
I've
E.T.
done-
horror?
I've done it already.
Basically, one film that counteracts that who's there rule.
Right.
The Thing. McCready does it. Kurt Russell's McCready does it all the time.
What does he say? Who's there all the time?
Basically. What's the short film called? It was built. Who
A
goes
thing
there?
from another world or something like that.
Who
Who goes there?
Who goes there?
Excellent novella, by the way.
So there you go.
Love it. Anyway, Beat. Billy's real name is Skeet Ulrich. No, is any other films you can think of that break them rules?
Break the rules. Name them.
You will not survive if you have sex. That's got to be one.
This film.
Blade,
shit, you
Blade
can't.
Runner.
Hold
not
on.
horror.
It's got to
It's
be a
gotta
horror film.
right. What about that horrible horror film that's got fucking Colin Farrell in?
Colin Farrell.
When he's like a vampire?
Fright Night.
Aye. Does he have sex in that?
I don't know. He's a vampire.
All right. Does it not work for you? Is he the main bad guy?
Well, you can't. I'm guessing it's got to be the person who has sex. But then it's also got to be a protagonist.
I don't know, mate.
Fuck knows.
I just picked that out the top of my head.
Well done. Let's move on.
Right. Anyway, them the rules, people. If you can think of any horror film that breaks those rules, hit our ass up. Beat. 30-second delay is class. Right, this is what I'm on about, where you've got the TV in the room where they're all watching Halloween.
Right.
And they've set up a digital... Somehow Gail Weathers has walked into this fucking party.
Oh, she busts out the brick.
Set up a fucking video stream
Spy
to the
cam
van.
the size of a toaster.
Aye. Set up a video stream to the van, and it's got a 30-second delay.
Very cool.
So what you see is going on the house. You delay it so fucking the guy
Yeah.
can turn up the van in the next second.
Whoever wrote that little
Fucking
bit,
brilliant. Absolute. It's got to be Wes Craven.
it's got to be, yeah.
And I've also got, why would a cop allow a party like that? So Dewey's supposed to be like...
Is Dewey a cop?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Okay.
Simple as it. It's like,
He's there on, like, guard duty, isn't he, to protect Sydney?
so he'll let all this go on, right? And he'll allow underage drinking and sex and shit like that.
Is it underage drinking?
But when he falls into a ditch with Gail Weathers, who he fancies, he's like, I'm on duty, I can't have sex with you. I found that really weird.
Maybe he's abiding by the rules, though. Maybe he knows the rules.
Ah, that's a good point.
Ah.
I enjoy that the guy who you thought who was the killer is the killer. I've got that point, so this must be the reveal.
Yeah.
Why did she put the suit on, Beat? She went into a cupboard and came out and she was dressed as him. Why is that plausible? I mean,
I think
if you're getting chased by a killer, why would you put the fucking suit on?
I think it's
One, I'd be mentally scarred by it. And
Yeah.
two, I don't know, I think it's fucking weird.
I think it's like a mental thing, like to get it out of a system.
Right.
It's also cool to see the complete table flip,
Yeah.
because once the killers are revealed, the guys are stabbed, so they're weakened and dying, and then they kind of know exactly what it feels like because she's playing
Yeah.
around with a voice recorder and stuff like that.
Right, okay.
So I guess it's
Gives you best voice recorded snippet that you make with yourself.
See, here's a point for you. I think the voice recording effect in Scary Movie is better than the one in Scream. So, what's your favourite scary movie? There you go.
Love it. I'm impressed with that.
The other one's just a normal guy just doing a deep voice.
Aye, it is. Love a good TV over the head. That's my final point. She was
massively
one of them dies.
Kill.
Shaggy's great in this, by the way, I think. And he ad-libbed a shitload of lines, by the way.
You hit me with a phone!
He ad-libbed loads all the way through it, and I find that very, very funny. Do you want us to bust out a few true bits of trivia?
Skeet one at us, John.
Because I've got the Beat. I've got the trivia from
last week. Just a few.
Steven Seagal was the actor who played Ghostface in Scream.
False.
I thought I'd try and get you again. Yeah, so you've got I've got Shaggy ad-libbing
True.
when he gets hit with the phone. I've said that, true. Right. Here's one for you, Beat. When the killer smashes his head through a window and Casey hits him in the face with the phone, Wes Craven is actually wearing the costume.
True.
And was really hit in the face. This isn't true or false trivia.
Is it not?
This is just me telling the fans a bit of trivia because it's on my phone.
So it is true.
Yes, it is.
I was right.
Rose McGowan discovered the cheek would actually fit through a pet flap.
True.
True. To keep Drew Barrymore looking scared and crying,
False.
director Wes Craven kept telling her real life stories about animal cruelty. She's a keen lover of animals in real life. That's true.
So hold on, right?
So to scare her, to make her cry, he was keep saying, "I'm gonna kill a horse."
There's a horse backstage. I'm gonna kill it.
I eat horses for breakfast.
Wow.
What's your favorite animal? Listen to me snap this buddy's neck.
Oh, fucking hell. All right.
Sorry,
Jesus
chicks.
Christ.
She escalated
You
quickly.
know what I like though? I like the fact that she's not scared of people dying.
Just
animals.
Oh, fucking hell, Beat. We've alienated ourselves from a lot of communities in this podcast.
We've got to check them
I
off.
don't want your view on animals.
Okay, well, it's not that controversial.
Come on,
I
that
love
gives you a view on animals,
I
Beat.
love animals. Animals are hellish.
Right, okay.
But the intelligence of them compared to
Right.
humans. I don't think we give ourselves enough credit.
But some people prefer a dog to another human.
That's just ridiculous. Can a dog
No, but
compose music?
probably.
Can
There's
a
probably one
dog-
dog on YouTube that can compose music.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
It's just ridiculous.
I think the thing is, right, a dog will never let you down.
Yes.
No, so it can be pissed off that you haven't got the food out, but it'll just come back to you. Where people are dicks. Animals aren't dicks.
Yeah, that's
Where
great.
people are.
But
People are bad.
they're not very complex, are they?
Mm.
And I feel for them.
Mhm.
And in our position, do we take advantage of them completely? Should that be done? No. But some people feel way too much, and I think it's some sort of projection emotionally. They
Right.
project a lot of themselves into them animals, and once something happens to them, they're killing part of themselves. That's a bit of a deep look into it than we need to be, but in my opinion, don't underestimate how intelligent as a species humans are. Even though we do cause war and kill and murder and racism and discriminate people.
And that's why Neil deGrasse Tyson's worried that if we are found by... No, sorry, that's Stephen Hawking, isn't it?
Right.
Stephen Hawking says if we're found by aliens, they're just going to destroy us because they're saying what we've done to our previous people.
Terrible, but look at the good we've done.
What good has humankind ever done?
Hans Zimmer. Beethoven.
Right there.
Terminator 2. Alright?
Alright, alright.
Bust that out for
All
the
right,
fucking
mate.
Mars attacks, right?
I've got you, mate.
Show that. Show
Right.
the good, the bad, and the ugly to an alien.
I mean, it's a thing of beauty.
Show Lord of the Rings to them. Gone with the Wind. Tell me we didn't do it right, okay?
Right, okay.
Alright.
Beat, I've got you, alright.
Jimi Hendrix.
Beat, we can keep cracking this over, but then I'll hit you with Hitler.
Bad time. Well, who's he? Let's move on
Colonel
to the
Gaddafi.
next point.
Colonel Gaddafi.
Colonel Gaddafi. There's always one, alright?
Nasty Nick out of Big Brother.
What? Terrible. We're terrible and beautiful species at the same time.
Okay.
Let's go.
So Beat, ratings for Scary Movie, where would you put it in our new rating system?
Oh, Crass Holler.
Do you want to explain again to the fans what the rating system is?
Crass Holler.
Is the top end priority films that you have to go and watch.
I'll drink to that.
Is a really good film.
Yep. Idris Elba.
Average.
Mediocre.
Neutral.
People may think he's a better actor than he actually is. Not in our opinions.
He's very much vanilla.
That gets a round of applause. That is fantastic.
Is that racist or not?
It is.
No,
That is the
don't
best
make it.
joke of the podcast and the best joke we've had yet. Wow. Fantastic. That like
Okay.
he is vanilla.
Very much neutral.
Right.
Have I put you on track
Do
there,
we have
mate?
to state? I know it's too good. Do we have to state that we're not racist?
We're not fucking racist.
Racist people say that.
It's very racist saying, is that racist after everything we
It
say?
is. It definitely is. I think it's a great joke.
It's not getting fucking cut.
And I think Mel Brooks would like that one, who made Blazing Saddles.
Alright.
So, there you go. Moving on.
Mel Brooks, who made Blazing Saddles, would enjoy
Mel
that
Brooks
one.
is
Is he
like-
known racist like?
We use racism, like, he used very choice words in his comedies,
Right.
and certain actors who were subjugated against, and brought it to the forefront of our attention, rather than hiding behind it using certain place words.
Exactly.
I think if we're both the butt of the joke, brings us together as a community.
Who'd you like better, Mel Brooks or Mel Gibson?
Well, they were actually just the antithesis of each other.
Exactly.
Mel Brooks for me, alright?
Beat, we've got 2 more to go.
Let's go. Oh shit, sorry.
Do you want to point at the podcast, please?
Bad is Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Vacuum.
Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's
Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Vacuum.
Bram Stoker. Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
It's like
Dreadful.
dreadful.
No, it's just
Poor.
bad. Sorry, it's just bad.
It's
And then-
just bad. Should that not be worse than our other one, which is just shit?
It's just shit, the last one.
So go shit.
Yep.
Bram Stoker's.
It's
Keanu Reeves is acting in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bingo.
Then we've got Idris Elba.
Yep.
Then we've got I'll Drink to That.
Yeah.
Then we've got Enter the Halls of Crass Highlight.
Fantastic.
So, Beat, where you putting Scream?
Do you mean vanilla ice cream? It's not going there. It's
Okay,
going in
okay,
the halls
okay.
of Crass Highlight for me.
Why? How can you put it up there with the good, the bad, and the ugly? It's fucking Scream.
After watching it, I
Beat,
just
no way. No way.
I've never seen.
I'll
another-
drink to that 100%.
I've never seen another film handle its own genre. Well, sorry, it's the first time I've seen the horror genre handled that way.
To be fair,
It's
you know the
possibly
points
done
you've
before.
sent me?
Yes.
I will obviously go over it, but I've got this is one of my favourite horror films of all time.
Really?
Aye.
Oh, is that because it's not that scary?
Yes. And then bear it.
Absolutely big
Anyway,
time.
so you're totally wrong. It's going in I'll drink to that.
Okay.
Beat, moving on to scary movies.
Scary movie.
Hits with your scary movie points, Beat, because obviously we lost the podcast, the first episode, hence why we haven't been to you for like 2 weeks.
I've literally got 6 points.
Well, guess how many I've got, Beat?
How many?
4.5.
4.5.
I forgot to finish one.
So for some reason I've just got the word Britain. I've previously
Britain.
said that. I don't know why. And then right, we'll start. A parody of a satire. What?
That's an interesting point, Beat.
So I don't know what the difference is between a parody and a satire. I guess one is more comedic.
A satire is
Is a critique,
a critique,
and a parody is making fun of.
Parody's making fun of. Satire
Right,
is a
okay.
critique of a certain genre.
But this
or
isn't
whatever.
a straight up parody of a serious film. This is a parody of a satire.
Like comedy satire.
Right, you know what I mean? It's weird.
Mhm.
Is that the same house used in the Scream films? Is it the same
It
studio?
looks exactly the same.
Regency is the studio, and also Miramax, which is the Weinsteins.
Did you know that Scream was originally going to be called Scary Movie, and when they took the film title of Scream, that's where the Scary Movie got that movie franchise name.
Well done.
Moving on.
That makes sense. I don't know how close to the production that was said, but the word like scary movie is used about 5 times in Scream
Yes,
itself.
it is, yeah.
Knock Off Billy, who's skied, is wearing the stupidest Fifth Element shit I've ever seen. That's when he comes through the Dawson's
There's
Creek
got a
window.
leather jacket on.
Yeah. David Arquette got it hard. The character Doofy
Absolutely just fucks him.
absolutely brutally
Rips him.
ruins him. Like,
Although
why did he deserve that?
I love at the end when he rips his tie off and slicks his hair
He
back.
looks cool as
It
fuck.
looks cool as fuck.
Is that a different character? Different person, sorry, actor.
I want to say yes.
Okay. Just going on David Arquette, did he do something that upset Scary Movie? Because it really, like, fucking hammers him as a character.
You'd imagine him like sitting down with his full family going,
Look
"Ha,
at this.
This is just a parody of a film I've
Oh,
done."
no.
And then you're like,
Unbelievable,
"What the fuck?"
Doggy style anytime guy shit his pants when the confetti goes off.
But we rewinded to watch this again, didn't we, B?
We did.
I noticed it, right? If you watch Scary Movie, if you watch the film, have a look at the Belle of the Ball scene where she wins I don't know
when the
what's it
guy's
called?
going doggy style anytime.
The prom, when she wins the prom.
Yeah.
Go and check that out, because when the fucking confetti jets go off, the old guy just shits himself and it's left in, and we thought it was brilliant.
YouTube it. We may link it.
We will.
Last point. The beheading effect is really good.
Very good.
So this is when name of the person, the one who was fucked by a snowman and killed in Jack Frost or something.
Got no idea what you're talking
Wait,
about.
no. You know that scene where it's like, looks like Christmas came early or something like that. What's that film called? The Snowman or something?
I might. Yeah, it might be.
Anyway, her character, which is like, oh, this is the time that this cliche happens, and snaps a leg in half. She gets beheaded, and for the time that Scary Movie was made, the effect is really good.
Really good?
And then that's it.
Is that your points, Pete?
Yeah.
I've got the fucking popcorn. Ha 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 ha.
Oh,
So you know
right,
the first
that's
part was
really
like, I love how
funny.
the popcorn bill suspends.
Yeah.
And in this film, she steps out of the room, she comes back in, the popcorn's like the size of a fucking balloon.
Really good.
It's like fills the room up. That was unreal. I've got white guy dead, black guy get the fuck out of it.
Are you just listing every joke you found
Yes,
funny?
I
Oh my
am.
god.
I've got another point. I love how badly dubbed it is. So like just how you get random shouts from the audience, but it's definitely not that person shouting.
Yeah,
it.
best pussy I ever had.
Best pussy I ever had.
Yeah, I had that last summer as well, man.
I just think it's fucking brilliant. Right? It just had me in bits.
Right.
And then I've also, for me, the final point.
Your final
My
point.
final point.
Brilliant.
I love a pair of rubber balls in the film.
Miss Man.
I miss man.
Well done.
Very good, that, by the way.
Excellent.
I just thought it was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed this film.
Which one?
It's one of my favourite comedies of all time.
What?
It's one of my favourite comedy films of all time.
So it's out of that type of kind of scary movie craze.
Don't think it's amazing.
I think
Really amazing. It cracks us up like.
I think it was the best it was ever done. I think with each following film, the jokes just got
the third one with
worse
the
and
aliens
worse.
is good, like,
Um,
isn't it?
no. What was I going to say? Which one's better? Scream.
Well, your final ratings, B. What would you say for
Final
scary
rating
movie?
for scary movie.
Yeah,
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink that as well. I think they're both.
See, that's why I put Scream in Crass.
No, because you're putting Screaming with the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's nowhere near going to be able to get that.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But like I say, it's both very good films in their own right.
One's better than the other though.
Just.
One's got Carmen Electra's getting her tits yanked out, but with like a knife out. Like, how can that even be in the same pedigree?
Oh my god, you love when the fucking. Oh, I saw. That's some good shit.
It's good shit.
Absolutely fucking brilliant.
I'm fucking stoned.
It's how the mask changes
Oh,
every time
yeah,
as well.
Really funny.
It's fucking really funny, really intelligent. Love it.
Yes, intelligent is one word for it.
So, beat that wraps up film discussion and Walking Dead discussion.
Excellent.
What you've done now is picked out a few little questions to ask what we discuss on the podcast
I
about
have.
our scary horror films that we love or hate.
Let's go.
Beat, do you want to hit us away with your first one then?
Yes, mate.
What was the first horror film you ever watched, Beat?
So, little known fact.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually the first movie I ever saw at all.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
American Werewolf in London.
American Werewolf in London.
At the ripe age of 5.
Is that a horror or comedy? Because we had this argument. I
It's-
was like, I thought it was very definitely a horror, but it's not. It's a comedy.
It's
Apparently.
100% like literally sliced down the middle.
Right.
Horror comedy.
Mhm.
I'd definitely say that. Well, at the ripe age of 5, I definitely didn't think it was a comedy. Nazi werewolf men came through the door. I scared the shit out of myself watching that. Well done, Dad. Thanks very much for putting us through that. Anyway,
That's probably why you're scared of spiders.
okay.
Like so much. There's shit like
What,
that
like I
goes
saw
on.
a spider out of the corner of my eye
No.
and associate it with
It's
a
like
film?
you have dreams and shit like that about like your past, and it fucks you up. Getting on about dreams, by
You
the
know
way.
what can't do that?
What?
Dogs.
I was just about
Animals.
That's weird, by the way, because I'm about to talk about a dream I had about a dog.
Weird.
I had a dream last night, right?
Who knew? Maybe dogs do have the and maybe can dream, I don't know.
Exactly.
You heard it first.
They do dream
Okay.
because they start like running when they're asleep.
They're
On the bottom they start running.
Okay.
So they do dream. I had a dream last night that. Anyway, this week I'm having a few animal-related dreams. The first one, I was being chased through me town by Shetland Highland cows. Right. And the second one I had the night was I adopted a dog which I found like a stray,
Uh-huh.
and it had like a tattoo.
What?
On the side, I had like star tattoos.
Okay. Fair
There
play.
you go, that was my
Was
dream.
the skin shaved or was it tattooed onto the hair?
It had been done, and the hair growing back over it, but you would see the tattoo.
Right, so it's weird dream physics
Yes,
which shouldn't make
yes,
sense.
aye.
Right.
It's as if someone tattooed the hair, but it would never go anywhere.
Right, okay.
Okay.
I love when that happens, where just things can't happen.
Yeah, no. Beat my first film I ever saw. Don't know whether it was a film because it's more of a run-up a TV
Well, that's a
series.
good start.
It might have been a mini series.
Well,
like
at name,
short
Are You
films.
Afraid of the Dark? There
Right,
you
anyway,
go.
Beat, for me this sticks out. It was on VHS, right? So it's film,
Yes.
but it was a few. And honestly, these scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Creepshow.
Creepshow, Tales from the Crypt.
Really?
Tales from the
Did I
Crypt.
just nail that?
You nailed it.
Oh, wow.
This give me nightmares, like big style.
I remember a skeleton with the wiry hair.
Aye. If you probably watched it back now, it would have been like it's just a fucking comedy.
All Stephen King adaptations,
Aye.
correct?
As a kid, mate, Jesus Christ.
I remember
I used to watch it with my
VHS of
cousin.
that.
My cousin made us watch it,
Aye.
and it fucking scared the shit out of us.
The one with the cockroaches, that's the one I remember. I also remember the one with the girl who's basically the grudge, the zombie girl, the bride and the groom.
I just remember one where it was about a killer,
Uh-huh.
and she used to have a dog.
It's
right?
called Fluffy.
I don't know. She used to have a dog, and she used to go in on a night. She'd finish work, go to bed. The dog used to always sleep under her bed.
Yes.
This is really good. You'll enjoy this, by the way.
Right. Okay.
And she used to like put her hand down by the bed, and the dog used to like lick her fingers.
Oh, I've heard this.
Right. So, in one episode, it was a fucking guy under the bed.
That is horrendous. Are you sure that's Creepshow?
It might not be, but I think it is.
No, that's definitely something else.
It's something like that, but
That's too scary. Creepshow was it was based off a comic book, basically. I remember this.
Is that not just Tales from the Crypt?
Is that not the same thing?
I don't know. Anyway, but this thing, mate, honestly, now, that's the reason, years and years ago, I like jump into my bed.
Right.
I can't have my feet down by my bed.
I think that's a story told in a film. I want to say. I could be wrong.
Fucking freaky shit.
I remember. I've heard that
It's
before.
like murder,
somewhere.
like a killer under
That's
the bed.
really cool. I think that's really cool.
Killer under the bed, licking her fucking fingers.
But Creepshow, unbelievable. George A. Romero.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Beat next one. What's the most you've ever been scared in a cinema?
So I think we're gonna have the same thing here.
I think we probably are.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
When
The
the
difference
governor.
is though, you went like with the family.
I did, yeah.
I went with a lass.
Right.
So I'm in the cinema, right?
Mhm.
There's one very large lady sitting next to us.
Yes.
Okay. And the girl I'm with. So I'm in between two women.
Uh-huh.
I'm watching The Dark Knight, and I'm just in awe. It's the best film I've ever fucking seen.
Yes.
And then, out of nowhere, the mayor goes to have a look in the window to just look at New York as he's speaking to. Who's he speaking to again?
Harvey Dent or Gordon?
Commissioner Gordon. And then, bang! Out of nowhere, the clown comes out and hits that window.
Hits you with like a high-pitched violin string.
Fucking shit myself.
I jumped 12 foot.
The two women didn't jump.
Honestly.
I was up.
I hate how loud cinemas have the audio sometimes.
Also, I've got another one as well.
Yeah, me too.
This could be creepy. This could be the same one.
Okay.
Is it Star Trek?
No, it's not Star
Do you know
Trek.
Star Trek when
I
he's
know
getting
exactly
chased
which
by
bit
that
you
thing?
mean though. The red dog,
Aye,
large
and
thing.
just zooms in and just...
Oh my
What's it all
god.
about, like?
They're just like, it's J.J. Abrams. He loves taking the piss. He likes
doesn't
winding
he?
you up by having a little jump scare in. The other one I had is This Is the End. You know, the Seth Rogen comedy.
Right.
There's a bit where they're going to the house and they've got this big demon dog
Aye.
and this girl in front
Also,
of me.
when it comes out of the
came
cupboard
through the window or
it comes
something,
through the window, aye.
and this girl jumped literally 20 foot. Like,
Okay.
it was like One Punch... If you've seen One Punch Man where he jumps through the ceiling, it was literally
I
like
don't know
that.
whether we can tell this story, by the way.
No, you're not telling that story.
Do you know what...
I'm
You
telling
got
no
it.
strip Electro. You're not telling the Electro story. We've told it before, I think.
Tell it again, Pete, and
I'm
I'll
not
tell you a
telling
different
it,
one.
it's not
Tell it again.
right.
Tell it again.
Okay, we're in Spider-Man 2, the amazing Spider-Man 2. Electro's the main villain, and someone with also some sort of mental illness or disability, I'm not sure either one, just screamed Electro at the top of the lungs, and I've really jumped out of my skin. Really scared it.
Every time the soundtrack came, or like the Hans Zimmer soundtrack,
Ding, aye.
he was just going out of his mind.
Just went mental. It
was
scared
pretty
the life.
scary,
Really,
like.
really freaky. But that's
Al-
just sad, really.
Also, I got dragged to see Harry Potter with the lads, right?
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, and in Harry Potter there's a bit where there's like a snake jumps at you,
Right.
and my mate just jumped out of his skin. That's
really?
another one.
Oh, right.
Also in the same film, there was a guy who had mental disabilities watching the film.
Again?
Again, I think the snake scared him,
Aye.
but he got up and just went.
Oh my god.
Like that. Honestly, the whole cinema went up.
Crazy.
Honestly, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Nuts, mate.
Right, Pete. So that's our most scariest moments in films.
Obviously non-horror films, because we wouldn't dare watch them.
We don't do horrors. That's why
we do not do
That's why we did
horrors.
Scream and Scary Movie.
Excellent.
So what's your favourite horror film of all time, Pete?
What's my favourite horror game of all time?
No, what's your favourite horror film of all time?
Oh shit, I've skipped one. You've done well. Sorry. Favourite horror movie of all time? The Thing. John Carpenter.
I would not argue that point.
Is it necessarily completely a horror movie? Not really. Is it that scary?
It's definitely a horror film.
Is it? It's horrifying, I guess.
It's definitely a horror film.
Is it definitely?
100%.
Maybe I've just watched so many times.
It's
more so
unbelievable.
action for us.
B, I'm not going to spurn the opportunity for you to say the line.
Okay. When you boys find the time, I wouldn't mind spending the rest of my days tied to this fucking couch. Or something like that. Unbelievable.
Absolute classic. B, I wouldn't argue that point. I've got an excellent film, but I'm trying to think. I have one in my head there. What do I
I've
enjoy
got
doing?
two more.
The Thing's probably the same as me. I'd probably say I'd say The Thing. I love Scream. I think it was great. I enjoyed watching it.
As a horror film, the best ever.
No, but it's got, for me.
You're not really a horror person, are you?
I'm not a horror person. I don't like them, but I have watched Halloween.
Okay,
That's got to be
that
in
was the third
there.
on the list.
Which we've spoken about.
That was third on the list. Second for me,
and that scared the crap out of us.
Alien, and more sci-fi, I guess.
Would you say Alien?
Definitely
I like
sci-fi horror.
I like me sci-fi horrors like.
Oh, so I guess The Thing's sci-fi horror as well.
Mm.
So not really truly a horror film.
I would say it is a horror.
I really like when some sort of horrifying mutilation happens to a main character. I really enjoy that because it really horrifies us.
Oh, I tell you what. A favourite horror film of all time? Fly.
Unreal. Again, science fiction again.
Really, really freaks me out, this sort of shit.
Horrifies you.
It's I lose sleep over it.
Right.
It's like District 9 when it's like teeth and
Nails
nails
are coming off.
I lose sleep over that shit. I can't watch it. Body deformation
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Mhm.
And transformation. That hits us like
I'm sure there's some sort of Freudian thing.
there's something going on there, like I'm fucked up. Anyway, we'll move on from that. We'll go, what's your favourite horror game of all time? We're branching into a little bit of
Other territory.
other territory, mate.
So for me, it's Dead Space 2.
I've watched you play through that.
It is.
And honestly,
horrific.
if ever we branch into Twitch and Twitch streams, right,
Yeah.
I'm going to be there eating popcorn while Beat plays Dead Space.
Jesus.
You've
Christ.
never seen someone go on such a thrill ride in your life, like.
I used to scare you because you weren't watching the
fucking
screen.
ridiculous.
And
There's
my
some bits
reaction.
you're like, I can't do this bit, you're going to have to do it, and I used to just get the control and just run. I just run in. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. The other game, I was like, fuck it, So I'm just fully down on the fucking joypad, just fucking blitzing down, waiting for things to jump out of walls.
The first Dead Space I can barely play. Like the Dead Space 2 is more action, but it's still terrible.
Again, back to my childhood beat for me.
Yeah.
I used to go with my cousins. He used to make us watch him play Resident Evil.
Really?
And he lived in like a mansion, really. They're well off.
Right.
And there's not much around. So it's like a mansion with fields and shit like that.
Yeah.
I was playing Resident Evil beat in the Resident Evil mansion.
Oh, that's really
and
good.
the first, you know the little...
The
fil-
dogs
The
come
dog
through
bit
the
at the
window.
start, the film
yeah.
bit. Scared the shit out of us all. Fucking scared the shit out of us. So that's going to be mine, mate.
Right. Anything else? I've got one more
One
thing
more, mate,
to
or
bring
you
up.
do? I don't play horror games.
So
Like,
this is
the only horror franchise I play is Resident Evil.
So
I've
this
played them
is-
all the way
I'm
through.
quite similar as well. Although I like watching YouTube because I like the stories,
Mhm.
horror games kind of in between. So at the ripe age of it was 2004. So how old would I have been? Around 10ish.
Mhm.
Okay. And I got a PS1 or PS2 demo disc, right? Called the Holiday Demo disc. You search it on
Right,
Google.
okay, yeah.
I'm gonna link the image because I found it and I couldn't believe my eyes.
Is
and
that
on
one
the-
that like Ghost in the Shell on that?
On the demo disc, it had stuff like Die Hard, and well,
Ghost in the Shell?
This is PS2, so it was a bit further.
right,
So we're
okay.
talking Ridge Racer. I don't know, something like
Unreal.
Gran Turismo,
Ridge Racer. Good
something
shout.
like that. And on one of them, it was this thing called Obscure, and it was the shitty Silent Hill boot remake. But I had no idea because I was 10,
Right.
and I didn't realise they could put horror games onto the demo discs.
Right.
Because I thought it was like an age limit.
Yeah.
But I was playing it and I was like, something's not right here. There's no jokes. And it's not, you know, when most horror things start quite happy and fun.
Yeah.
and
Then
It was
shit
like
goes
that. I was
down.
like, all right, and it got to this bit where I was in a basketball court. It's about high school teenagers in a school by themselves.
Okay. Yeah.
And it got to this moment, I realised I was in a horror game, and I just ran for the power button now and just clicked it as quickly as I can. So if anybody's attached to the game called Obscure, give it a look up.
See
Really
what comes
scared.
on.
It probably shit, but it scared the shit out of us when I was 10.
Be that wraps up that point.
I've got two more things to talk about, John.
What's that?
Favourite non-horror media that scared you the most?
Oh, right, yeah, cool. Missed that one.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Stranger Things. On at the minute.
Horror?
Have you seen the second season?
No, comedy.
Right, I thought Stranger Things, the first season, until you realised what the thing was, it's definitely scary.
Right.
It's definitely horror.
Right. So what about the second one?
Second one's worse, but the second one's worse in a way where
Non-horror.
it's not definitely. Sorry, I'm saying it's definitely a horror, but it's definitely got horror elements in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It can't be that.
Right, so just any film that doesn't scare you.
Something that's not primarily horror focused, which scared the shit out of you. I'll give you mine.
Oh,
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
what do you mean?
Have you ever seen the animated TV series
No,
Courage the Cowardly
no,
Dog? So
no,
it's for
it's-
children, right?
Yeah.
But there was this one episode where he went to New York
Right.
or something like that, and he went to this flat, and he opens the door to a flat, and it literally jump scares you, like any sort of jump scare would. Possibly may link it as well, depends how much we care.
Is that a cartoon? Like, is it?
Do you want I'll get up now?
No. Keep going.
Keep
Plan-
going.
plan
I'll
one.
show you later when we
Because
link it.
we must be running now. What's the time?
104. Let's go.
Sorry.
Last question, John. Suck off a werewolf or have unprotected sex for a zombie?
What? Jesus, this one's caught us by surprise a little bit. Well, you've got to suck a werewolf off, like.
What if you get all the hairs in your mouth?
It's worse than getting, like, zombie chlamydia.
Right,
Isn't
okay.
it, really?
Okay. I like the logic.
Which zombie would it be?
So I like how you haven't gone, is it a male or female? So that definitely backs up the fact that you're okay.
Exactly. Who's the zombie?
It's anybody. I didn't speculate that.
Scarlett Johansson's rotten corpse.
Yep.
Can I switch?
Oh my
No, I'd
God.
definitely suck the werewolf off, mate.
Okay.
And you know what? Knowing that I would have to have sex with a zombie, I'd enjoy doing it.
Well, what you didn't
No,
know,
I'm joking.
what you didn't know was your dad as well. My joke. Moving
Right.
on.
Okay, Beat.
American Werewolf in Sunderland.
I thought this was going to be a pretty PC episode, but again, no, that can't happen.
Talking Crass.
Beat, what we'll do is fly into some ratings.
Ratings?
No, we won't
For
because
what?
we've already done ratings. Beat, what we'll do is go into a new segment. I think we'll just do for the Scream movie this time, okay?
Okay.
So, top fan, member of Crass Haller, Razza,
Yes.
at RazzaYube on the Twitter, give him a follow, people,
Mm-hmm.
has said you should add a new segment in. And like what we and you are, we don't mind that at all. We like to broaden our horizons.
And steal other people's ideas.
Of course. Beat, so, from now on, any film we watch, who would you have a pint with out of the film?
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'll let you go first, Beat. Scream. Who would you like to have a pint with?
Courtney Cox.
Right, I probably wouldn't argue that point. Is that why? Because like Patrick Stewart is timeless and ageless.
I've got the joke. I would like her to suck my surname. Do you get it?
Fucking I do. It's a very bad joke. Who would I go for a pint with? It's gotta be Shaggy Owl.
Would you like to suck my surname?
Can you imagine going for a pint with that dude? What's the actor called?
Scooby Doo, man. The guy
Shaggy,
whose saliva's everywhere.
Shaggy Out with Scooby. What's he called? I'm gonna get
I
one.
don't know. He was in 13 Ghosts.
What
He's not the lead character
the hell?
in
I
any
can't even
film.
find him on here. Is it a scary movie or Scream?
Right, take him 13 Ghosts. He's in 13 Ghosts. He plays the protagonist, the lead, and he shouldn't.
Skeet Ulrich, Billy Loomis.
Skeet.
Um,
Skated on.
oh, Matthew Lillard.
Lillard.
Matthew Lillard, that's what he's
That
called.
really
I
doesn't
even
like
say.
ring a bell. Like,
He's got a weird looking face, like, hasn't he? But
yep. Can't feel
this
too
one's a
bad for him.
screamer. I just think it'd be funny. Like,
I'll be back. Would he go again in Pint and we'd have to crack that joke every time? Or would he call you Scoob?
well, he'd be like, "Do you fancy a pint?" He's like, "No, I'll have a flaming zombie." Just like some shit, badly timed joke. But
Would you throw a phone over his head?
oh, you'd be like doing shit to him, maybe just cracking jokes left, right,
And
and
he
centre.
would then kill himself.
So there you go. Beats
Well
obviously.
done.
It's a great little segment that's made at every episode, people.
So count up the times I said someone female and good looking.
I'm just on my laptop here, and for some reason one of the tabs is Roswell, the facts and summary.
What?
I don't know. I'm addicted to aliens at the minute, Pete. I'm probably
Wait,
like,
you
doing loads
scare
of,
me. How much
I'm doing
you
loads of
believe.
research on
You
them.
worry us how much you believe in them.
Do you believe?
He's beginning to believe.
He's beginning to believe. Right, we'll end the show, Beat, on some fan questions.
Yeah.
Right, Beat, so our ever reliable friends, NTFT Pod, Follow them on Twitter at NTFTTpod.
I wonder if they know about Obscure. Are they gaming folk? They are gaming focused.
Game
aren't
for they might do, yeah.
Obscure PS2. Go for it.
Have a little look at it, and then hit us up. But
It's pretty obscure.
give them a listen, people. A load of lads that go over Skype and do this stuff, talk about game facts and shit like that. Very interesting.
Like
Maybe-
if a werewolf would suck off a zombie unprotected
But-
set. What?
They're much more interesting than what we are. Much more thoughtful podcast than what ours is. We just roll with it.
Much less discriminating.
Give them a listen. But they've asked, have you heard of escape rooms? How would you make a slasher themed escape room?
Oh, I answered this before.
Yeah, so we've done these questions before, but
Obviously, it got lost.
it got a lot.
I'm using the same one because I can't be bothered to think up another one. Simple as, right? Normal escape room procedures. You've got a key. You've got a wild chase, mate, that moves you from one place to the next. But it's all in
Right.
one room.
Right.
Find the key. The key opens the door. The door has a
Yeah.
notepad on it. It says A5. You type in A5 in the code. But the only change is you've got 20 perfectly identical suits of knight armor, and one person, one paid actor, is in the suit, and he just scares the shit out of you every 10 minutes. And the,
that happens
and the
regardless.
lights turn off, and the suits kind of reshuffle, and he just snaps back
So it
into
could be like an
position.
aliens type thing. Like the lights turn up, it's like alarms. You know that
And you
alarm
know he's
light,
going back
and then
in the
there's
set.
kind of many
Yeah,
suit
that's
coming
it,
in.
and he pokes her or some shit.
So it makes no sense whatsoever, but
That's
it's scary
it. Yeah,
shit.
it's scary. It scares the
love
shit
that.
out of me.
Mine would be, it would just be a random escape room. So you know, you get people from like call centres and people from businesses that do like the work nights out thing.
Yeah, like
there.
a team bonding
Like
exercise.
a team bonding exercise, bait. So mine would just be the normal, a little room. Well, I'd say probably just an average sized room, loads of shit. You've got 30 minutes to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
Loads of different clues. But in the room, in like is it Perspex?
Perspex, the glass, the plastic.
Yes, in a plastic Perspex box. You've got a guy who's going to be, he's a paid actor, 6'2",
Right, of course.
Michael Myers mask on,
Right.
okay? Knife just against the Perspex
scratching
box.
it.
Oh, just like that. While holding the leash of a dog that's got like fucking some kind of sized dog, but it's got like a monster mask on. The dog.
What?
The dog's got a mask on, so it looks fucking evil. Anyway, so you know that door's open if you don't get out in 30 minutes.
Right. Can you be seriously harmed?
No.
I guess the mask for the dog acts like a muzzle as well.
So can you imagine that? Can you imagine working under that
Just
time
Mike
frame?
Myers' head on the
We
dog.
could make money for that, B.
Definitely could, but I prefer the night idea.
Can you remember that time we went to that Dracula
Because
experience?
you can call it. Yes, we. Can I get me joke out?
Oh, yeah.
You can call it like Night of Terror.
Night of Terror.
Okay, but with a K.
Is it, by the way, is our next episode the special episode or not?
No, it's either Thor Ragnarok or a Talk About Life episode.
Right, so we'll do Thor Ragnarok and then we'll do Talk About the Life.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, okay. Right, Pete, next question.
Go.
We have got Razza back at Razzayoob.
Mm-hmm.
Would you live till the end of the story, Beat, if you were in one of these Scream films?
I thought you were going to say the Scream film. Like,
No.
obviously there's been three.
No, would you live to the end of the story in a Scream film, Beat?
No, definitely not. Does that mean I would have broken one of the rules? I would have just died normally. Like, I would have slipped on a fucking bit of ice or something.
You'd just be like, Beat, you know what you'd be?
Aye.
You're one of them guys at the pageant contest just shouting, I didn't hit that! You're just like
What?
a random guy in the
Well,
background.
does that mean I would die?
No, not really. You're just a random guy.
Who says I've had sex with some sort of lass on a
You're just going,
pageant?
you're going about, you having a good time.
Catcalling.
That's all it is, mate. Aye.
I'd be the catcalling douchebag.
That would be it. Would I survive? Definitely not. I'd be at that party,
Right.
100%, and I'd be absolutely pissed out of my mind. So that definitely fucking would.
Did anyone die at that party other than the people that were actually targeting?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Wouldn't you just break when the cops turned up? Isn't that what happened?
Do you know what took that as the night, the long night?
Right, so in
Long
horror
Night in Horror,
filmmaking, there's
because
one night which is the penultimate
it took like
kind of...
41 days to film that night.
So how did they do Halloween in 20?
No idea, mate. That was it was more of an indie thing, Halloween, wasn't it, where that had a bit of a budget. Scream. Really scary, beat. You actually made a jump there.
It's alright then.
So yeah, I'd be at that party pissed out my mind. I wouldn't
We'd be
survive.
podcasting and just watching the guy running. Is it, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah,
What time do you
enjoy-
finish? Like,
enjoy
and
this,
he would
like.
actually stab us.
We're smashing a pizza in soon. Just fucking chill out a bit, mate. Right, Beat. Bosk is back. The man who really started it all.
Yes, he did.
He's made our cover photo. Him and Bing are members of Black Dog, which made our intro.
Incredible.
He's asked, what is the best and most elaborate death in any horror film, Beat?
That's a really good question.
Unreal question, Beat. Right, Bosk. So my most elaborate death in any horror film would probably be Home Alone.
What?
Well, they don't die, but they should have died.
Right, so we've linked before.
He sets up an absolute death trap of a house.
It's got to be a horror film, John. You can't just cop out.
Well, is that not a horror film?
No,
It's a house of fucking horrors.
it's not a horror film. Macaulay
Okay.
Culkin turned into
Fine.
a horror story.
Okay, B, burst me ball. Saw.
Okay.
One of the Saw things that goes
Oh,
on.
give us a one. Specific one.
Well,
The one where the guy is
you
in
give us
that...
one because I can't remember. I don't
Right,
like them.
This isn't
I've only
mine.
seen
I'm
certain
not using
bits.
mine one up, but it's the one where he's in the ratchets.
Oh, I've
And
seen
it
it breaks his
breaks all
arms.
his
Yeah,
arms
yeah.
and
I'd say
legs.
that probably. Even just the one where he's chained and he's going to die if he doesn't chop his fucking leg off.
Yeah.
We're Saw.
See, that's more subtle and probably works on a better basis.
Ooh, scary stuff.
Very cool. My one is going to be... So there's a weird little British indie film, right?
Yeah.
Called... What's it called? Something like Inbreds or something like that.
Right.
And this guy gets like a hose pipe of shit thrown into his mouth, and he just explodes. How? So I'll probably just go with that. How? It's
What was the one you were
absolutely
saying
nuts.
before on the episode we lost? Oh, that
Final Destination or something. Like that.
Tomahawk, Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, Bone Tomahawk. That is it. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. That was horrendous. Bone Tomahawk. One of the characters is scalped. The scalp is thrown down his mouth, and then he's like split in half while screaming. It's absolutely horrific. That is
I
definitely
didn't
it.
even know that was a bloody horror.
Oh, it's 100% a horror. Horror western.
Right, boss. Thanks for your question, mate. We've got some shit going through our head right now.
Go for it.
Moving on. We nearly had a socially acceptable episode before Adam turned up.
Right.
Member of Crass, friend of the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
at Adam Gar.
Uh-huh.
Give him a follow, people. He says, shag, marry, kill. Drew Barrymore, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox. I'll let you hit this one, B.
Well, in
No
regards...
pun intended.
In regards to the previous answer, I think I would... Drew Barrymore, mate.
Why's that, B?
She's just not me type.
Is that because she loves animals?
Yeah, she probably likes kids as well. No, of
God,
course.
that's
We
so
are not
wrong.
homophobic.
Okay.
So,
you keep saying that.
she's
When,
not-
when you've got to say we're not homophobic,
Yes.
you're not being homophobic, as we keep
She's-
saying multiple times.
She's not
But
me.
this is called Talking Crass for a reason. Sorry, move on.
She's not me type. I'd bang Sydney
hmm
and marry Courtney Cox.
Right. I agree.
Just pure lust.
I'd probably do the same. I mean, Courtney Cox, you look at her, she's timeless.
I think we could be good friends.
I was going to say, when I'm 60, I'm look like a crock of shit, but you know she's going to be perfect still.
Could you make her scream?
Probably not.
These are terrible.
Although
else she
I'm
being?
really, really attracted to Neve Campbell.
Alright.
Really attracted to her.
What's her name? Nave?
Neve?
She's a naval passage.
Neve Campbell. I'm really
Right.
attracted to her, so I'd definitely have sex with her.
What about Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, I'd kill her. I don't know. I don't like her face.
Wow!
There's something about it I don't like. I've never liked her.
Courtney Cox, she's alright. But this one, real fucking ugly.
Unreal. What's that film called?
They live.
Right, so They Live. Beat made us watch it the other day for the first time. It's fucking brilliant. We'll probably do a podcast on it.
Yeah, maybe.
In a few weeks' time, if we're lost for one, we'll watch that again and run a
Okay,
podcast out
okay.
because it's just a fucking brilliant film. Rowdy Roddy Piper people.
Unbelievable.
And Childs.
Hot Rod. Roddy Piper, possibly racist.
Do
He
you
did that weird skit where he went blackface.
When he went blackface. in
We'll
WWE.
brush past it.
Anyway, Beat, that wraps up our second podcast of the week.
Okay.
Let's try and not lose this one, Beat. Right, Right, so people, drop us a follow on Twitter. Follow us on SoundCloud as well. We put our stuff on SoundCloud. It gives you an opportunity to leave us comments, and we get back to them. So if you can't leave us comments about the episode on Twitter, we'll check the SoundCloud and just have a big crack. It's a good crack. I enjoy reading them. Mainly though, if you go on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review, bump us up on there. Really appreciate it. Massive for us. And that wraps it up, Beat. So, goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from Beat.
Have a good weekend, people, and have a good Halloween. Beat, is that the phone? Hello?
Hello? What's your favorite scary movie?
What? Yeah, I think you need to speak to Beat.
Right. Alright, you gonna do a rap?
Gonna slash and gash, cut another hole in your ass. I spill blood on the walls, then play tennis with your balls. If the phone rings, don't answer the call. Gonna slit your throat, fuck you like a goat, peel your foreskin off, and make a winter coat. Peace.
That was dog shit. Listen to this one.
When I see you, you'll scream like you've seen a ghost. Hurt you so bad you want to change your coast. And yeah, I don't mean to boast, but when Beat skeets, it's on your mother's toast. It's bad when one half of you is best friends with Scooby-Doo. One punch off Sydney had you playing at a Clue. When you try to stab, it feels like an itch. How does it really feel to be Scary Movies, bitch?
Yes!
Goodbye, babes.